Welcome back to Poképaint, the series where I create locations, concepts, and most importantly, new Pokémon for a hypothetical region based on New England, Coloniar. Having been some time since your battle in the last episode for the Theory Badge, you return to the Glitterstone Cave, and this time, you take the previously blocked northern outlet. Here, you end up in a small town with an inn instead of a Pokémon Center, Hosteltown. This town and the following topic of this video is based on an area in not just New England but the overall east coast of America, the Appalachian Trail, as well as drawing inspiration from trails like it around the world. As you can probably piece together even if you don't know what it is, the Appalachian Trail is a connection of hiking trails that runs for over 2,000 miles, from Georgia to Maine, over the Appalachian Mountain Range. A string of mountain ranges that include the White Mountains of New Hampshire and the Green Mountains of Vermont. Along the Appalachian Trail are many road towns and hostel houses popular with the people who hike this trail. Hosteltown of Coloniar is of course the stand-in for these. It is a road town on the edge of the wild area of Coloniar. A huge open space encapsulating the diverse lands west of Colopolis City. Leaving the gates of Hosteltown, you enter into the hill tops of the Grassy zone. The wild area is divided into 5 zones. Looking down into the valley of the wild area, you see from west to east the mountain zone, the desert zone, the grassy zone, the forest zone, and the wetland zone. Right down the middle runs a railroad track that flies from north to south. Running down the hill into the valley of the Grassy zone can be found many Pokemon amongst the boulders, including Greedent, Roserade, Apoxic, Butterfree, Paratine, and in rare cases, Snivy. Following the valley west into the desert zone, the dead trees amongst the gravel dunes and patches of dry rushes, blown about by a sandstorming sky, can be found the wild Pokemon Drillbur, Granix, Behem, Bronzong, Skarmory, Trapinch, and Micrant. Here can be found many items in the sand with the dowsing rod. Partially encompassing the valley of the desert zone is the mountain zone, made up of a chain of 4 mountains. Walking further west into the desert, you reach a monument in the middle of 4 convening paths. Each path runs towards a mountain peak, 1 to the south, 1 to the west, and 2 towards the northern peaks. If you take the path south, you will come to Spear Tip Peak, a mountain peaking in a sharp stone precipice. Here, right below the peak, can be found a monument to a poison-type Pokemon. I won't show you the Pokemon now, one because I have plans for these quote-unquote event Pokemon later in the series, and also because I haven't done their designs yet. Atop the other mountains, Spearmouth Peak, Thunderstrike Peak, and Firehead Peak, can be found the monuments to a Psychic, Electric, and Ground-type Pokemon, respectively. Up in these mountains can be found Machoke, Kadabra, Dustock, Golem, Sneasel, and Skarmory. Meanwhile, on the other side of the wild area, we finally come to a new Pokemon design for this video. The main concept that I had for this Pokemon was the New England yellow-spotted Salamander, and I wanted it to evolve into the regional dragon of Coloniar. We've had a lot of reptile dragons, but not very many amphibian ones. So I designed a 3-stage line that I'm very proud of. First is Nudamander, the Newt Pokemon, a water type. Nudamander are found rarely, but in large groups, found in temporary hatcheries made in the wetlands of Coloniar. Although in this base stage they are quite weak, they will soon become a fierce Pokemon. They are considered difficult Pokemon to train because they appear rarely, if ever, to pay attention to their trainers. Serpamander, the winged newt Pokemon, a water and dragon type and the evolved form of Nudamander. They are almost never found in the wild due to their rarity, After they evolve, they leave the safety of the hatchery and wander the wetlands of Coloniar. They're exceptionally hard to find and even more difficult to train. And finally, Dracamander, the marsh dragon Pokémon, a water and dragon type and the evolved form of Serpamander. Once thought to be extinct due to their rarity, they are extremely hard to train from this stage due to the fact that they appear to be almost entirely spaced out all the time. It takes a true trainer to realize how inquisitive these Pokémon really are, and how what seems to be a wandering mind is actually a very calculated one. Here in the Wetland Zone, alongside Nudamander, can be found Dreadnought, Amphiboleep, Wishcash, and Tangela. In the lake, found on the east side of the zone, can be found Basculin, Lotad, Ducklet, Cramorant, and in rare cases, Oshawott. Traveling north into the final zone of the wild area, we come to the Forest Zone. Here can be found many items for those inquisitive enough to climb into the fallen tree trunks to find them. Here can be found Butterfree, Greedent, Sawsbuck, Amoonguss, Combee, and in rare cases Tepig, as well as our next Coloniar Pokémon, Fructobear, the Honey Bear Pokémon, Rock type. Fructobear have developed an armor system using their natural hexagonal hide on their stomach, as well as fashioning simple tools like their helmets that can be found on their head. They use these and invade Combee hives for their sweet honey. Due to their picky eating habits, it has become the only thing that they can eat, and they will risk life and limb to get to it. Heading deeper into the forest and coming out to the tangled gate at the easternmost end, we have left the wild area and ended up back in Holominal Forest and north en route towards our next gym challenge. Thank you for watching. If you have a Pokemon concept that you would like to see me draw in the next video, then please leave it in the comments below because I'd love to make that a reality. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then turn on the bell to get notified when I upload next.